Martin's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Rockets. Talking about Scola again, Clark. Houston needed that jump in production with Yao Ming out again.
And I tell you what, if he wasn't a big name before, Scola should be becoming one now. I think around the league, people really respect how good he is. He's strong, he's tough, he can shoot the mid-range jumper, he can finish around the goal. He's been the go-to guy in the last couple of seasons for the Rockets.
He is a tough guy, you're right. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Parsons. Rose against Lee. Goes straight up. Budinger, good. And the Rockets lead by 9.
Well, they keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
Martin against Hamilton. Tries to keep it alive. Stolen by Noah.
He really didn't have the room there to make that pass, guys.
Straight up. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
It's amazing watching Noah's shot. It's so unorthodox the way he kind of spins it off the side of his hand. The ball almost has side spin on it, but it's effective. I mean, he's not a guy who you can just leave alone out there defensively. He can make a shot.
He was talking about Noah's shot, and Clark, I know you've talked about it too. What did they call it, or what did I hear him say? It was called the tornado?
Yeah, I'd like to call it a globe on its axis, the way it spins sideways. But you know what? It's unorthodox. It's not textbook.
It works,
but it
right?
is effective, and that's the bottom line. It's kind of like your golf swing. You're all over the place on the backswing and coming down, but the impact, Kevin, you're right where you need to be, and that's what makes the difference. Where are you at impact?
You talking about my backswing or just anybody's backswing?
I was actually talking about yours.
So it's Houston now, following the score by Derrick Rose.
So nasty. I mean, really nasty. He hit the bullseye with that dish.
That is simply poetry in motion.
Beautiful play, huh?
And they get it back. Right side Rose. Another block. Rockets leading by 11. Budinger, good. Budinger's got 6. Here's Chicago. It's a 13-point game.
You know, the Rockets don't have a singular star scorer, guys, but they focus on efficiency, and they share the ball around really well. Everybody touches it. In fact, Houston tied for first in assists last season at almost 24 a game. I think that speaks to unselfishness as a ball club.
You're right about that, Clark. Going back to the Rockets' unselfishness on offense, despite all that passing, they did a good job protecting the ball, too. Steve, were tied for 8th fewest turnovers in the league.
Well, it's a Rick Adelman staple as a coach. His teams have always really been solid offensively. They move the ball, but they take care of it, and that's exactly what the Rockets did a year ago.
Bulls trail by 11. Rose kicks to Boozer with the fadeaway. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. Lee dishes to Budinger. Lee a screen on Deng. Budinger passes to Martin. Right side Martin. And another 3 for Houston.
Man, great second half from long range for this team.
Just scorching those nets, aren't they? Everything's wet. My goodness.
Chicago calls timeout.
Well, Chicago really established its home record last year at the United Center. In fact, they finished with the best record at home in the Eastern Conference. That was one of the big reasons why they were the #1 overall seed in the playoffs.
The Rockets making a switch here. Parsons is checked in. Here is Rose. He's got 15. He's picked up by Lee. Deng, a screen on Lee. The kick out to Deng. From deep three-point range. Leaps for it. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes out of play. Here's Lee. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Now Hamilton defending. Again, the Rockets score.
The pick wasn't ultra effective, but it got him just enough room for the score.
You mentioned the Bulls, Steve, tied the other number 1 seed, the Spurs, for the best home.
Well, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Scola, no luck.
Now, he can't get that one to go, but that's a shot he'll hit more often than not.
Parsons is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
You know, for so long, the best point guard talk had been between Paul, Nash, and Darren Williams. But Rose might have thrust himself in the front of the conversation last year.
Well, back to Rose, Steve, he certainly made a strong case with his play.
He was phenomenal in terms of his point guard play, his evolution offensively, and the numbers don't tell the entire story for him. I mean, he's such a pure scorer, but gutsy as well, and a leader for his team, and modest and humble, and somebody whose teammates absolutely love.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. 6 on the shot clock. Straight up. And there's the rejection.
Substitution for the Rockets. Kyle Lowry.
Here's Camden. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Takes the 3. And no good trying to get that one. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Here is Rose. Luol Deng and Carlos Boozer, they're in the forward slots. Rip Hamilton out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Noah in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And they have a huge advantage on the boards.
Well, it's been one-sided so far, both on the rebounding side and the scoreboard.
It's stolen by Rose. On the wing, Deng. Can be covering. Rose kicks to Hamilton, and they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time.
Just a total lack of focus, was not paying attention to where he was.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Houston. Rockets leading by 10. Hamilton against Lowry. Rose with the double team. From 11 feet away. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Boozer's got 4 rebounds in this game. Goes back up. Blocked. And here are the Rockets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Got that one up quick.
4-3.
Lowry's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Rockets. Guy is a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence and some self-assurance. I like what we're seeing.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Bulls. Good for the 3-point play.
I'll tell you one thing, it's really hard to go from winning no playoff series in 1 year to a championship. That is a big jump. Only 2 teams have done it in the modern era. That's what the Bulls were up against last season.
And stolen by Hamilton.
A lot of hands down there on the block. That's a tough position to be in offensively.
Double team on Rose. Kicks it to Korver. And the Bulls with another miss. Rockets leading by 10. Parsons passes to Scola. There's the pick. There's Dragic with the 3. And another 3 for Houston. Touching back on the Bulls, they had no easy opponents in their playoff run either.
Well, they were ultimately done in by the Heat, but
And Rose throws it down hard.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off. Heads-up play, preventing the easy lay-in.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, he saw it was a free layup, didn't want to give that up, so he fouled him to force free throws.
Chicago making some changes. Scalabrini's checked in, and it's Deng in for Kyle Korver.
When you look at the Houston Rockets, always the Rockets have been a tough team on the road. I mean, last season, even though they missed the playoffs,
You know, they had the 11th best road record in the league at 18-23.
Gets it to go. Rose has got 7 points for the quarter.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this one.
That's tipped. Well, when you think about the Rockets, such a scrappy team. Steve, are you surprised that they've been successful on the road?
Well, they're a tough team. They have smart veterans. They play hard every single night. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is a club that's very capable. And I thought Rick Adelman did a nice job with that team, having them prepared and ready every night.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
I think Coach saw a couple of things he wanted to correct. You got to make sure everyone's following the game plan.
C.J. Watson, he's checked in for Derrick Rose. Houston also making some changes. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Parsons. And it's Lee in for Goran Dragic. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He laid out a plan for them to run on the next possession and then said, but the real key is our defense. This game comes down to whether or not we can get stops. Guys, let's see if they can do exactly that.
Thank you, Doris. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They trail by 11. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. .156 left to play here in the fourth. This one for three. Rebound Camby.
And that's pretty much how this game has gone. They've controlled the boards and looked to come away with the win right here.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Yeah, baby. Good.
Bulls trail by 11. Watson with it. From outside, off the mark.
Bulls foul. Wall bang. That's his third versus.
And turnovers, Clark and Steve, have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Why does it always come back to food, Clark?
And the Bulls with possession. They trail by 14. He's picked up by Lee. Dang against Budinger. Dang kicks to Watson. Shot clock at 3. No coverage that time.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
And that ought to do it. That should seal the deal.
Yep, I agree. Closing it out with relish.
Right through the D for the layup.
Nice little run here, but it may be too little too late.
Yeah, I agree. Just not enough time, Steve. The clock is their enemy, not their friend.
Back to Lee. Dang against Budinger. He's covered by Dang. Gets one on the clock. Ooh, offline. Budinger dishes to Camby. And stolen by Hamilton.
Well, that was not an easy play, but he made it look routine.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just